Hi, my hookathon project is Truelend, which is an Oracle-less lending borrowing protocol. So why is Truelend important? Because it's Oracle-less, and that means any Oracle-related manipulation is eliminated, and you can have a lot more flexibility with the kinds of assets that you can use. Then it reduces the liquidation death spirals because now you don't go sell to an external AMM. It's transient liquidations to a pool that it's directly connected to. And you can have very flexible LTs up to 99%. And this also increases LP rewards. There are two parts to the protocol. The router contract handles the lending and borrowing part, while the hook contract handles the AMM native liquidations. Say we take token 0 as ETH and token 1 as USDC. We see that to the right of the pool, it holds more USDC. On this side, ETH is more expensive. So when you buy ETH, the tick movement is in this right direction. So here are two important formulae. LTV is the loan amount to the collateral amount percentage. Liquidation threshold is some percentage which is above the initial LTV. But when the loan value becomes almost as much as the value of the collateral, that time liquidation of the loan is triggered. So let's take an example where I borrow 1 ETH in exchange for USDC collateral. What this slide basically says is that all the collateral USDC is deposited in the hook in a tick range that is determined by the initial LTV and the LT. You can see the position of the USDC collateral is created where the pool has more USDC. So now in this range, what we do is we place a claim on the LP liquidity. So the effective liquidity, which is available to other swappers, is basically reduced as it is reserved by the collateral position. So the regular swaps which buy ETH cause a tick movement to the right. And when the liquidation range of the borrower is reached, that time there are liquidation swaps which happen. Basically, the USDC deposited in that position gets converted into ETH by the reserved pool liquidity as we move right. So, since liquidations occur tick-wise, the positions can recover. Borrowers end up paying a penalty rate which is proportional to the liquidity reserved, the time the loan spent underwater, and the liquidation threshold. So, everything that I discussed before can be executed or designed in multiple ways. So, this is the method I thought was the best. I'm using before swap to basically detect whether the swap that a regular user carries out will cause the positions to enter their liquidation ticks. So initially what I was trying to do was use a no operation hook to execute the liquidations because that gives you pretty accurate control. But then I realized that every time a swapper swaps and there are liquidations which happen together at a tick, then the price moves a lot and you get a bad deal. So instead, the innovation is to use a TWAM style liquidation where there are small chunks which keep getting liquidated with time. And if the position recovers, then the liquidation also stops. So finally, what I'd like to discuss about the design is that I used a bit mapping to make tracking positions more gas efficient. And the we need to implement a hook function that prevents withdrawal of reserved liquidity also, but in the MVP that hasn't been done. If you have any ideas on how to improve this hook or um, any ideas regarding lending protocols, do text me at Build with Adrija.